into dying screams, under bomb blast explosions, as gunfire streams. Made an acquaintance with death before his very first breath. An orphan, entering the world of fire and fury, hate and rage. The world, his private prison, his own little cage. First cry drowned out by shellfire as the sky spoke gunpowder. The first taste that hit his throat, charcoal and sulphur, his first taste of this hateful power. His first sight, a vision of hellfire as blood ran sour. In the war-torn night he takes his first strides, guided by hands filled with hate he thinks is love. Given a sense of pride, the scar on his heart a constant reminder. A lone survivor as he takes his role as a fighter. Doesn't know what the fight is for, just that this is a world at war. Born into the fire downpour, enemies could be behind any door. He takes his arms and sets his sight on anyone that causes alarm. Still too young to understand the harm, but almost a man in child's form. Had to grow up so fast because here in the constant missile rain, the enemy has amassed. War child, is it any wonder that you aim your sights at any perceived enemy, when it is all you've known, when your childhood is a war zone? Do you think of this as a wonderland, a dream world filled with hope, a playground in which to learn? How do you cope? In the killing fields where dreams are not real, where imagination and fantasy are left at the roadside, hidden and concealed. War child, I wish I could show you that the world doesn't have to be like this. There is so much more beauty and wonder that you have sadly missed. We can all coexist. We can thrive. Hate and hurt doesn't have to survive if we put down our arms and look deep inside. It's the silence that kills. Cold fingers down the spine chill, ice-tinged, tear-soaked pillow on skin. That's when the voices begin. It's the silence that hurts the most, clouds a room, its deepening gloom chokes like a fog, a menacing smog that can't be escaped, takes your thoughts and returns them misshaped. It's the silence that stings, crawls on your skin like insects, just digging, digging, digging. I can feel their chattering as they gnaw at the bones, a cacophony, a symphony of silent biting tones. It's a silence that calls when you're all alone. It screams in your ears in a non-verbal moan, deafening vibrations that click the switch, flicking it into off. The brain starts to itch. The silent swarm surrounds. You feel your skin twitch as your thoughts shift, an internal memory glitch. It's the silence that invades when night falls, loneliness as a heart choked of love stalls, the sound of a million cracks on the surface, as inside the splinters take purchase, the sound of a million words said in earnest, locked in a soundless cell, to stall in the air, worthless. Alone in the unknown, a stone's throw from home, but a million miles from happiness. I brave the cold as I stare into the dark abyss, dreaming of the love I miss whilst I walk in this wilderness. The long dead hours between sunset and sunrise, when the hands of the clock tick past in slow demise. Darkness surrounds, like a bottomless pit, a hole ripped in the universe into which I'm falling. Somewhere in the distance, I hear my love calling. I close my eyes. At home, in the far away, the land that wakes whilst this one sleeps. It's heard my laughs and comforted me when I weep. The place where in distant dreams I've seen peace and harmony, love and honesty, hope and truth dancing merrily. This place surrounds you in warmth and colour, joy, like a red-hot summer. It gives you a place to simmer and let your thoughts shimmer, growing in the mind like flowers near a river, where happiness lives in a beachside house and frozen cold thoughts are not allowed. In the distance, I hear my love call. Never far away, I walk to her, and deeper in love I fall. She won't be there when I wake. She lives here by the lake, here in this dreamscape, a place to escape. Fire combusts. Consume me it must. To continue to burn, it needs to turn all to dust. I am its tool, the paper or coal it uses to refuel, to melt through to the ruby jewel, the slow beating heart entombed in icy walls where passion starts. The dancing flames flicker and spark, kindling the cold shell. The fire cuts through the dark. Heat starts to rise. In your eyes where love lies, icy walls begin to thaw. Heart beats a little faster than before. Now ablaze like a forest fire, a wildflower dancing in the midnight hour. The inferno flares into the cool night air. The floating embers scatter to light the atmosphere. Walls destroyed, a puddle where ice once filled the void. Heart beats to the tune, overjoyed. I scramble through the ashes, fighting for a chance, searching for love in the ruins of a bomb blast romance, looking for a silver lining in the clouds of dust, reaching out a hand in a sea of distrust, looking for love in all the wrong places, in the wreckage of a car crash slow dance. So many unfulfilled races, I see so many faces, none that sets my heart pacing, one that makes my soul smile and leaves my voice shaking. Digging through wasteland sands, trying to find the way to hope's door, but all I can feel is the heat of the earth's core, a taste in my throat that I can't ignore, a rancid, rotten meal, a heart left to congeal under the rays of blood-red sun, my soul still to heal. I crawl through the wreckage of a broken heart, torn down like a demolition site, a building ripped apart. The bulldozers have crashed the walls, the barriers smashed. I stand defenceless, ready to have my hopes dashed. I walk the cemetery of dead-end love, still hearing the corpses talking, whispering their messages of hate. I don't succumb to the sounds. I just keep on walking. They just become one with the sounds of hope that float in the air like petals blowing in the storm of a solar flare. Love is somewhere, digging, searching, scrambling for me. Maybe one day we will meet. Until then, I'll just keep a seat free, one where we can share our wishes, our dreams, a future to celebrate. Fate makes a strange playmate, so I keep the sea free for my soulmate.